What's up, YouTube? This is another video that we're dropping today, and we're gonna be focusing on the FIRE movement, why you should know about it, how it can get you to financial independence, and how the heck it can make you retire early, because that is the dream. Nobody really wants to work. But yeah, so before we get into it, this is Living with Less.
Alright, so first thing you should know is that the FIRE movement is actually an acronym. It stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. So I actually heard about this concept through a number of other YouTubers, but there was this guy named Mr. Money Mustache, which if you're not familiar with him, definitely look him up. He's got an awesome blog where he lays out kind of the principles of the FIRE movement and built this online community of people who think like-mindedly, who rather than waiting until they're 65, working a whole career to save for retirement, he explains a process to do this much simpler and faster. So some of the people that do this retire in their 20s, in their 30s, probably more realistic in your 40s or 50s, but depending on how extreme you are, you can retire at an earlier age.
So if this is the first time you're hearing about the FIRE movement, do not worry. My previous education on finances have always been something that's tangible, like real estate. That's kind of what I was taught. And I never heard about the FIRE movement or anything until this guy came along. So it's totally okay to get into the game now. So FIRE movement is really just about any investing strategy that gets you to your goals. And so what we decided what the best thing for us to do is dividend growth investing.
So what is dividend growth investing?
Oh wait, what's a dividend?
So a dividend is something that a company pays out to its number of shareholders. So it's a portion of their profits that they divvy up among everyone who owns the stock. So they can pay this out on a monthly, quarterly, annual basis, really whatever they decide. So that's what a dividend is, but dividend growth investing is looking at the number of companies that pay a dividend and picking out the ones that have consistently increased their dividend over time.
So I guess a good example of some of these companies that you guys probably have heard of are like Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble, 3M. These companies have been around long enough to have a strong history of increasing that dividend payout, which makes them very reliable and stable investments.
So our portfolio does not consist of companies like Tesla and Apple and other high growth tech companies. So while we do acknowledge that these have grown a lot in the past year, we are just prioritizing companies that have more stability to them. Something that we can count on for a long time and that has a long track record of increasing their dividend payout. So next we're going to get into why we chose this strategy and why it has advantages toward other strategies.
So one of the main reasons we picked this form of investing is that it's truly passive income and not active income. The forms of investing I was also familiar with previously was pretty much you'd put a lump sum of money into some sort of stock portfolio, and then you would check back every month, a few weeks or so, and you would be so stressed if it dipped by 10% and say, oh my God, I gotta sell. Or vice versa, oh my God, I'm doing so great, it's up 10%. But the thing with dividend growth investing is that that lump sum doesn't really matter because you're only paying attention to what's being paid out on that regular basis. And with your portfolio, they all have different payout times. So it's not that you're only getting paid every quarter, you're getting paid every day when you set up your portfolio right. So this is really, you put away your money and then they're gonna pay you regularly, and those payments keep coming regardless of the amount that this lump sum fluctuates. So these are dependable companies that we're gonna be investing. It sounds morbid, but for the rest of our lives. I'm 22, so the rest of our lives, that sounds pretty crazy. But so this is the form of passive versus the form of active.
So another huge benefit of dividend growth investing is that you are able to track your progress over time. So we're able to see on a weekly, monthly basis how many dividends are coming in. So then we're able to put it into a spreadsheet and see once our monthly dividend income equals how much money we're spending in a month, then in theory we can retire and live off of those dividends. So our dividend growth investing journey started right around a year ago. And over the course of the past year, it's been awesome to see the progress. We started off in our first month or two getting dividend payments of maybe 20, 30, 40 cents. So pretty insignificant when you look at it.
I will say, he said, trust me, this is gonna work. And I was like, all right, fire, I'm getting 50 cents. I cannot even buy a candy bar. But flash forward a year.
So when you were able to trust me, we were able to see that number grow over time. So as you keep putting money in, the number keeps compounding on top of itself. So those numbers go from like 20, 30, 40 cents to now we're getting dividend payments of up to $15 each. So that's pretty awesome to see when you wake up in the morning, get a notification on your phone, and it's like, hey, you got paid $15 in dividends. And we're like, all we did to do that was put in some money a year ago, and we're able to see it grow to this point. So the main key to this is that the more you invest over time, the faster this number is gonna grow. So over the course of the past year, we've gotten to a point where roughly 10% of our monthly expenses are covered through dividends. And I think that's pretty awesome. I mean, it's been a year of time. So in theory, if you were to do this for 10 years, you could live off of that income.
So that's an overview of the FIRE movement, of dividend growth investing, and why we picked it. And now how you are gonna go out, conquer the world, and learn more about it. So stay tuned with our channel, Living with Less, to find out what investing platform we use for our personal journey, as well as a big key of this is living frugally. That will 100% get you to your goals faster. We'll be having a bunch of content on how we live minimalist. So like, subscribe to Living with Less, and thanks for watching.